Okay, so now what I'm going to do, what am I gonna do now? Shit, girl. The girl is lost in translation. What are we gonna do? Oh my gosh. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. So for those of you who are new, my name is Kristin, otherwise known here as IHeartAirbrush. And today we're going to be doing the final installment with the Graftobian GlamAire foundation review series. And I'm going to be showing you today how I use the Graftobian GlamAire foundation to get the most optimal results for my skin type. I have combo oily skin that's textured and sensitive as well. I don't know, like, yes, it's pretty sensitive. But yeah, anyway, so that is my skin type, and I'm going to show you how I use the Graftobian GlamAire foundation to get the most optimal results. So if you are interested in learning how I do it, what I do, and what I use, then please keep on watching. Alright, so if you hear a little noise in the background, it's because my kids are watching a movie right now while I get ready. So yeah, so the first thing I'm going to do, I already have my eyes and my brows done because, you know, that ain't part of this video, so I already have them done. And the next thing I'm going to go in with is primer. I do recommend that you use a primer when you're doing this routine, just because it helps the makeup adhere to the skin a little bit better, especially if you have oily skin like me. So because it's a water-based foundation and formula, I like to go in with a water-based primer if you can find one. A lot of the primers now have silicone in them, and I find that the ones that have silicone listed, like maybe 4 or 5 ingredients down, are not as bad as the ones that have silicone within the first 2 ingredients. So definitely try to look for one that the silicone is further down in the list, because there won't be as much silicone in the product as there is water. So, or you can go with an all water alternative, which is Smashbox Primer Water. So that's exactly what I'm going to be using today. So I'm just going to crank on my compressor, and I don't like to go ahead and spray it like from the pump. This pump is actually pretty amazing, I'm not gonna lie, but most pumps are not like a smooth, fine mist, so I don't want to go ahead and spray it on my face from the pump. I am gonna go ahead and spray it with my airbrush, and yeah. So I just gave it a little bit of a shake up. I'm gonna just go ahead and put 2 pumps, whole pumps, into my airbrush. Make sure it's gonna come out, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and prime my face like so. Stay light on the lever when you're using liquids like this, because a lot of it can come out if you pull back too far on the lever. So I'm just gonna go ahead and prime my skin like so, just getting it everywhere, especially in the T-zone. Those 2 pumps goes a long way when you're using the airbrush. Now I have a nice even distribution of the primer water on my skin. My god, this is a trash truck coming, and they're taking the trash right at this very moment. That's so freaking annoying. Hold on. Hashtag YouTuber problems. We're just gonna wait until that goes by. All right, there's still a little bit of noise happening outside. Pardon, sorry, it is the daytime. Okay, this is the prime hours of the day, and I'm trying to get this tutorial done, and it's like the rest of the universe just doesn't get it. But no, I'm just kidding. Hashtag YouTuber problems. Anyways, back to the video. So I already have a nice even distribution of the Smashbox Primer Water on my face, thanks to applying it with my airbrush. The next thing I'm going to do is go in with a concealer. So today I'm going to be using the Graftobian HD Cream concealer. And if you watch my review video, you'll have gotten a little bit of insight about this concealer. As well as the fact that I think it's a really amazing concealer and a very awesome base for the GlamAire foundation. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive in with that. So today I'm going to be using the shade Desert Sand, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply that anywhere where I need added coverage. Hello, under eye. Putting on my war paint, hide my battle scars from motherhood here. Then I'm just gonna kind of like get it all over the rest of the face. If you watched my review video, you will know that my final review on this product, on the Graftobian GlamAire foundation, was that it works really good in conjunction with other products. And as far as an like a sole airbrush option where it's just airbrush makeup, you're not gonna benefit from just using the Graftobian GlamAire foundation on its own. Which, you know, Graftobian really doesn't recommend it to be used on its own anyway, so I guess it works out. But for those of you who were thinking about it as an all airbrush option, I had to go ahead and show you that it was not an all airbrush option, but it's still a good foundation as far as if you want to spray over a cream foundation to achieve that airbrushed finish. So that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and blend out all of this HD cream using my Clarisonic foundation brush. Friggin' love this brush. Oh my gosh. I have a video on it. I'll link in the description box below. But it blends things out so nice and so seamlessly, damn near close to an airbrush finish using a brush. I love it. Alright, so now that everything is nice, blended, and seamless, I am going to go in with the airbrush foundation. The key with this is not to, even though you use a cream base, do not set that cream base with powder before you go in with the airbrush foundation, because the airbrush makeup will not stick to the powder, okay? You have a better chance of it sticking to the cream base than you do to the powder. So I don't recommend airbrushing over the powder, at least in my experience with this foundation. Like, if you've gotten good results, by all means go ahead and do it, but me personally, I do not powder anything until the very last step. So now I'm going to go in with the airbrush foundation, and I use Desert Sand and a little bit of Golden Sunset around the edges. So I'm just going to shake it up, and I'm going to take about, need a good amount, so I'm going to take about 7 drops of Desert Sand, and then I'm going to take about 1 drop of Golden Sunset, and then I'm going to back bubble because I'm a little bit more tan. This foundation back bubbles beautifully because it's so thin, like I said in my review video. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and start airbrushing. Nice and light on the lever. My compressor dial is at 10 o'clock. This foundation is recommended to be sprayed out between a 2 and 4 psi. So you want to make sure if you're using the Dinair compressor that you're using it low enough. Like I said, not all airbrush makeups and airbrush mediums are made to work the same. So you definitely have to customize your technique and approach. So if anybody tells you that, oh, this will work for all, no, it won't. It frickin' won't. Okay, you need to gear your technique toward the medium that you're using and the product. That's why it's always good to have product knowledge prior to using. I would say extensive product knowledge, because you really do have to have extensive product knowledge if you want to get the best results. And then there is a person who I really love who has vlogs, and this person is also on YouTube. I will link his account down below, but it's just the Airbrush MakeupGuru. And I ran out, so I'm going to go ahead and give a little bit more because I do need more coverage. Anyways, his blog is very informative, and it has a lot of really good detailed information on the best techniques, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of each makeup brand that he tests out. So definitely recommend going to check him out if you're curious about a specific brand, because he too is a mecca of knowledge as far as airbrush makeup goes. Okay, and we talked about application and product knowledge, so definitely recommend you go ahead and check out his channel and his page as well. Like I said, I'll have it linked in the description box below, but I too follow his channel and I follow his blog. He and I have been buddies since I started YouTube back in 2012, and we've been just going strong ever since. But yeah, so now I just want to go ahead and add a second layer of foundation. As you can see, the color is starting to come to my skin, but I do have a flawless like underneath using the HD cream first. So I have a flawless foundation underneath the airbrush finish. And this is typically the way that I like to use this foundation, because I get results that I really like and enjoy, and it does last a lot longer than just the GlamAire on its own. I'm out already. Okay, so I'm already out. That's 14 drops. So I am gonna go ahead and take just a little bit more of Golden Sunset, and I'm just gonna go ahead and spray the perimeter just to give me a more natural contour. So I just took maybe like 4 drops. I'll probably need like 4 because this foundation is so thin. Give me like 4. Test out on a tissue, looks good, and then we're just gonna spray the perimeter. That way the edge of my face aligns with my neck and chest, and then the center of my face is a little bit lighter, as you can see there, because we want it to be a little bit bright. And I'll even use this just to contour a little bit around the nostril area. Just kind of cut it a little bit. Okay, and then cheekbone contour. Just kind of define my cheekbones a little bit more. And then pull it in from the temples to the center, but not touching the center, because like I said, I want it to be nice and bright. And there you have it, girl. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and clear out this for my airbrush. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this makeup kind of dry down a little bit, and then I am gonna go ahead and set it using Ben Nye Banana Powder. All right, so scratch the Ben Nye Banana Powder because that one I cannot seem to find. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and set my foundation using Mary Kay's Translucent Loose Powder and a Beauty Blender sponge. So I'm just gonna press it in, especially in like my T-zone. We're just gonna press it in. Watch that shine disappear. And then we're gonna go in and set it with an actual setting powder. Okay, so I'm gonna press this, or setting spray, because we're already using a setting powder. So I'm just gonna go ahead and press the powder into my skin. All right, so now that my face is set with powder, and everything is nice and dried down, I am gonna go in with setting spray. And for that, I'm just gonna go ahead and use the Photo Finish Primer Water once again. You can go ahead and use this as a setting spray. Personally, my favorite setting spray of all time is Scandinavia Bridal Makeup Setting Spray. And I don't have any more of that, I just ran out. So, Smashbox Primer Water, you where it's at, honey. So once again, I'm gonna go ahead and set my makeup using the airbrush as the tool of application instead of the pump. And I'm just gonna take like 3 sprays this time, and I'm just gonna go ahead and mist the face. That way everything melds nicely into the skin. Okay, and then use the air to dry. All right, so now that I have my foundation set, we're gonna go in with blush and contour and some highlighter. So the first thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is a blush, and here I'm using Milani's Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. And I'm just gonna take an angled blush brush and apply that like so. Now my foundation is set. I don't have to worry about rubbing because like I said, this foundation sets really nicely, especially after like you give it enough time to dry down and then set it with powder. You're good, you're golden. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of finish applying my blush. Now that I'm blushed and flushed and looking all youthful and whatnot, I'm gonna go ahead and apply my contour. And for contour today, I don't really have a lot of contour products because I like to contour with the airbrush. And we did a nice natural contour with a darker shade in my foundation, but I am gonna go ahead and sculpt it just slightly. This palette is the shade number 3, Golden Bronze, just in case you were wondering. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take that same angled blush brush, dabbing off the excess blush. I'm going to dab a little bit into this bronzer, and then just kind of, or this contour, and just kind of lightly swipe it, blending it into the blush, and then pulling it to the top of my ear, like so. Hey girl, hi. As you can see, I'm a little bit more defined, sculpted, contoured. No, I'm just kidding. I know I'm a little silly today. What can I say? I had a little bit of coffee today. That might be it. No, that might be it. All right, now for highlighter, we are gonna go into the Urban Decay Kristin Leanne because I absolutely love this palette for highlighter. The highlighter shade I'm gonna be using is this one right here. It's more of a rose gold tone in this palette. And I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight my cheekbones. And give it a good glow, girl. I don't like to take my highlight too far down here because I have large pores and I don't want to accentuate the texture there. So I just like to kind of just dust it just on the high point there and back. Edges. And then I am going to go ahead and take this highlighter shade and just pop a little bit over the airbrush shadow I used, just to give it a little bit more oomph. Oomph, honey. Oomph. Okay, and then a little bit on the brow bone as well, just at the arch. Very lightly, because this highlighter for me is a little bit like ba ba boom. And your girl is not like, oh, I'm not going to be glowing to the heavens today. Like, you know, I got to pick up my kid from school. That's about it. You know, I don't want to be like Glamazonian, even though I have this red smoky eye going. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I want a little glam today. But I don't want to be highlighting to the heavens today. So I'm just going to stay light on it. Alright, and then a little bit on the Cupid's bow as well. There you go. There you go, girl. Hi. Hi. Give me a nice little pout. Little pucker. Yeah. All right, so that is it for that. Next, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply my mascara and my lippy, and I will be right back to conclude this video. See you in a minute. All right, so this is the finished makeup look. Girl, finished the lashes, coating them with some mascara. I popped on some Dinair liquid lipstick in the shade Berry Kiss. I absolutely love this shade. It's one of their new ones. And yeah, and then I did go ahead and add a little bit of traditional shadow to the lower lash line, just using some shades from the Urban Decay Naked Petite Heat palette. Yeah, so I will have all the products that I use in the description box below, of course, but this is a finished look, and this is the way that I prefer to use the Graftobian GlamAire foundation. I feel like this is the way that you can get the most optimal result with it, and that is to go ahead and use a primer, a cream-based product underneath to get added coverage, and then just do the spray over technique where you spray the airbrush foundation over the cream product to go ahead and get that airbrush finish. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you a close-up now so you can go ahead and see how airbrushed and beautiful my skin looks. I mean, it's not like, I guess, 100% an airbrush finish because I did use cream products underneath and we just did a little spray over technique. But it's pretty darn close, and I have to say these HD creams are pretty amazing as far as acting as a base and just a foundation on its own. So if you're looking for a really good like foundation, like cream foundation, I definitely recommend that you try out the Graftobian HD creams because I am loving it. The consistency, the texture, the way it feels on your skin, the look that you get from it, it's a really good cream foundation. So anyways, close up, and then we will wrap it out, honey. Alright, so that is about it for this video. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you found this video helpful, informative, and entertaining, of course. If you did, don't forget to go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It helps me out a ton, and it also lets me know that I'm doing a decent job with these videos, and you know, the content's good, you know, because we want the content to be good. Anyways, if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and make sure to hit that subscribe button before you leave. And if you are subscribed, or if you choose to subscribe today, don't forget to hit that little bell icon right next to the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. That way you get the quickest updates anytime I upload a video, because you know, we got a lot coming. Honey's filming. I'm pushing it, and I'm making the time in my busy mom life schedule to put out content for y'all. So just go ahead and turn on your notifications. If you subscribe, just turn on your notifications. That way you always get notified, all right? Anyways, thank you again so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in my next one. Bye.